but then coming down here and see what they're losing here. So defensive lineman Savea, Raymond Polito, Jordan Shaw goes to UW, Dorian Thomas goes to UW, Desmond Williams goes to UW, Audric Harris is in the portal, Adam Muhammad, Cam Burnett, Ephesians Prysock, Jonah Coleman. With that college football conversation, we need to talk about, again, Nick Saban retires, best of ever. Bringing Kalen DeBoer, the guy from South Dakota. He comes over. He was at Indiana for a while. He brought Michael Penix with him to University of Washington, and then he went to the CFP final, and they lost to Michigan, and then he left, took some players with him to Alabama, and now our dear friend, again, guy who's been on this channel, not been on this channel, again, I'm not that cool yet, but he's been doing a pretty good job here, is Jedd Fisch. I really liked him when he came over from the Giants. He went over to Arizona after 1-11 year. He brought in the number 22 class in the country composite class. It was shocking. Think about that. 1-11 brings in a great class. He gets plucked from Arizona to go up to Washington. So then everybody's like, okay, what's happening with Arizona now? Well, now Arizona has plucked Brent Brennan, the most efficient coach in the Mountain West, bar none. It's not close. Okay. He's done more with less than any coach in the Mountain West for the last decade. Not close. Not a question. Okay. It might have been Danny Gonzalez, but unfortunately he just got let go of. I'm telling you, Brent Brennan is a fantastic hire. So thinking about that, Jedd Fisch, great team, 10-win team this season. 18 of 22 starters projected to come back. Unfortunately, a lot of them are no longer here because they're following him to University of Washington. So from Tom Van Haren of ESPN staff writer, he is of ESPN.com, he says 9 Arizona players enter the transfer portal after the Fisch departure. So running back Jonah Coleman led the team in rushing with 871 yards and 5 touchdowns. He entered his name on Wednesday. This is this last week. He was joined by cornerback Ephesians Prysock, who had 61 tackles and a pick, tight ends Dorian Thomas and Keon Burnett, and freshman offensive lineman Raymond Polito, who started 6 games. We also see ESPN top 300 commit Desmond Williams Jr. and 3-star wide receiver Audric Harris. Also, they signed in December. They're also able to join the transfer portal, and then Adam Muhammad as well. So cornerback Jordan Shaw, who transferred to Arizona in December, he also entered the portal on Wednesday. So all of them are following Jedd Fisch to this new job, because after somebody leaves a job, there's a 30-day window for them to enter the transfer portal. So he is set to take over. Brent Brennan is for Arizona after losing a bunch of these guys here. So checking this out here, you can see the fact that, again, back here on the 27th, they got a commit here, Alex Doost from Northwestern. Jordan Shaw, he entered from Indiana, and then he left again. But then coming down here and see what they're losing here. So defensive lineman Savea, Raymond Polito, Jordan Shaw goes to UW, Dorian Thomas goes to UW, Desmond Williams goes to UW, Audric Harris is in the portal, Adam Muhammad, Cam Burnett, Ephesians Prysock, Jonah Coleman, tons and tons and tons of these guys. Jacob Kong-Ika also left for rival Arizona State, so we'll see what happens there. Backup quarterback who was at Washington State came over to the Wildcats. Jaden Dellar is now heading to Texas State there himself. So they lost a bunch of guys. So a lot of you guys are thinking like, oh yeah, well, they lost a bunch of dudes. Brent Brennan, yeah, they had 18 of 22 starters back, but come on, they're not going to be the same team. Well, they're going to be very similar, especially when you look at one position in particular. Right here. So from Jonah Krell, who is a broadcaster here for the Pac-12 network, says perhaps basketball is playing here today. And this right here was on the 20th of January, but football stole the show in the first half. Brent Brennan, Tetairoa McMillan, the stud receiver that they got, Noah Fafita, and others announced their arrival to the Wildcat faithful. Arizona has their star quarterback and wide receiver back. Look at him. I know he's got a little tiny jacket on here. There's Noah Fafita, the freshman All-American. They are, like I said, I'm not trying to say they're going to come in and run the league like Utah said that they would. I will tell you that Arizona is certainly going to be a problem, because Brent Brennan, if you look at his past, what he has and what he's dealt with, the fact that he's was almost in 2 Mountain West championship games is absolutely ridiculous to think about. Because when you check out our dear friends, the San Jose State Spartans, Jesus, the San Jose State Spartans, like I said, I need to get ready. I need to make this better sounding so that those people out there who are listening on podcast form can understand this. I've got the history here of the San Jose State Spartans in football. So he started with them after Ron Carragher had a 4-8 season in 2016. He comes in, he goes 2-11. I know a lot of people are asking 2-11. If you play at Hawaii, you're allowed to have a 13th game. Well, guess what? They probably lost that game. No offense, it is what it is. He went 2-11 his first year, 1-11 his next year. So he's 3-22 in his first 2 seasons. So I know you think guys are thinking, this guy's trash. What are you guys talking about? This guy's terrible. Goes 5-7 in 2019. And then in the COVID year, he goes 7-1, wins the Mountain West, goes undefeated, loses the Arizona Bowl, goes 5-7 this last 2021, goes 7-5, loses the Potato Bowl in 2022, and then goes 7-6 and loses the Hawaii Bowl. In addition to the fact that he ripped off 6 games at the end of the year to get to 7-6. They were 1-5 at one point. They ripped off 6 games in a row. I'm telling you, this guy is an absolute stud of a coach. He's done more with less. As a matter of fact, they got screwed. They should have went to the Mountain West Championship game again, but they got screwed because of the Mountain West's, how do I say this? Interesting tiebreaker situations. Give me 1 second. You guys are going to absolutely love this tiebreaker. It is absolutely the goofiest stuff you've ever seen in the entire world. But again, it was designed for a specific purpose. So check this out. So this guy is named Cordial Sports Fan Derek. He says, looked up all the tiebreaker rules. There isn't a conference in America that would have left Boise State out. Here's what I mean. At the end of the season, there was 3 teams that were 6-2 in conference. Boise State, UNLV, San Jose State. The last game, in order to get 6-2, San Jose State beat UNLV at UNLV. So they were 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Boise State, UNLV, San Jose State. So you think, okay, well, San Jose State certainly should be in the conference championship. However, think about this. The way the Mountain West does it, they want to make sure they can have as much impact in the CFP as possible. Now, again, I know it's here and there every year, but they want to make sure every little tiebreaker puts them in the spot to where the highest CFP rated team has the easiest chance to win the championship so they can get a representative in a New Year's Six game so the conference can get more money. It's pretty easy to understand that. But looking at this here, San Jose State got screwed in that instance because looking at the tiebreaker rules, here's what should have happened based on the current records and the current tiebreakers. If it was in the Pac-12, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC, the MAC in the Sun Belt, the game should have been Boise State hosting San Jose State. The game that actually occurred was using the Mountain West tiebreakers right there, and also the AAC and Conference USA. That as UNLV hosting Boise State. Obviously, Boise State went down there and they won that game big going away. Unfortunately, San Jose State the week before, like, yeah, we also did. Boise State did beat San Jose State earlier that year. But I'm telling you here, Brent Brennan, he's the type of guy. He can take a team that, unfortunately, like San Jose State does not move the needle in the Mountain West. Okay, they're one of the least watched teams. Okay, good for them. But at the same time, the fact that he brought them a Mountain West championship is shocking. They are just not a team out there at all. They're the 3rd most popular team of the Cal State teams, San Jose State, Fresno State, and San Diego State. They're just the least popular out of those 3 for sure. However, they did a pretty good job this season. Unfortunately, not enough. But like I said, Brent Brennan takes over this team, the Arizona Wildcats, Noah Fifita, Tetaroa McMillan. They're going to be just fine heading into Big 12 play. You guys get in the comments right now. Let me know what you guys think. That is it for me, guys. I will see you guys later. I am out.